So far in today's show, we've learned the importance of preparation in a re-siding project and the value of working with an experienced contractor who's well-versed in all aspects of remodeling, as you never know what challenges might be uncovered when re-siding a home. Now let's shift gears as we meet with Bert Cavanaugh from Waunakee Remodeling, who takes us through a residential re-roofing project. Well, Bert, the guys are making some good progress on this re-roofing job.
Yeah, they sure are. They started this morning, and you can see where they're at right now.
So what's the situation with this home? Why did the homeowners ultimately decide to re-roof their house?
Well, there was some noticeable signs of deterioration. They found some granules coming out of the downspouts, some shingles were blowing off, and also just the plain look of the shingles.
So really, is that good advice for a homeowner to keep an eye on their roof, not only looking at the shingles themselves, but looking down at their downspouts, seeing if there's a lot of debris coming out?
Right. Sometimes you can see shingles in the yard, granules coming out of the downspouts. There's telltale signs all over your roof that can tell when it needs to be replaced.
Okay, well, obviously, before we can get to this stage in the process, it takes an assessment. So what do you say we get up on this roof? It doesn't look too steep. We can cautiously walk around and you can show us some of the telltale signs of roof failure.
Sure, sounds good. Well, the first thing you can see is the condition of the shingles. We call this craze cracking here. See, the shingles, when they reach a certain age, they tend to crack. They dry out, the granules fall off, and they show the fiberglass scrim underneath.
Wow, you know, from down below, the roof didn't look all that bad to me, but when you get up here, it really is quite obvious. Now, you wouldn't recommend necessarily a homeowner has to get up on their roof themselves to check it, do they?
Absolutely not. Save that for the professionals.
And you guys came out here and obviously noticed that. How old a roof is this?
This one's about 25 years old.
Is that a pretty typical life expectancy of an asphalt shingle?
On average, I'd have to say yeah. It depends on the type of shingle, how many layers, venting, but 25 years is about all you get out of a roof.
But again, a homeowner, if they look up, they notice anything out of ordinary, or they see a lot of granules down there, probably a good idea to contact a professional, have them come out and do an assessment for you.
Absolutely. You want to be proactive with roofing. You want to make sure you catch the replacement before you have leaks.
Okay, craze cracking is one telltale sign. Were there any others you encountered on this project?
Yeah, there were several more. Here you can see the fiberglass mat showing.
Wow.
You can see that in a lot of the shingles. That's telling us that the asphalt has left the shingles and the granules are falling off. It's time to replace it.
So the granules are there to protect that matting, correct?
That
and
is
if it's
correct.
Exposed, it's going to break down?
Exactly. Also, we found some leaking behind the chimney. We found some deteriorated siding, so we went ahead and pulled the siding off, and we're going to replace that also.
Oh, and that's a great advantage to going with a contractor that's more of a general contractor than just a roofing contractor, because you can take care of that, and it's going to be a seamless operation. It's not going to slow the project down at all?
Absolutely. We don't have to have the job come to a halt in order to fix the siding. So we get our siders out here and we can take care of it all at once.
You know, of late here in the upper Midwest, we've had some pretty big storms, a lot of hail and a lot of hail damage. I'm not sure I even know what hail damage looks like on a shingle. What should a homeowner do in that situation?
Well, if a homeowner has had hail recently, the best thing to do is call a professional. Have them inspect the roof.
And what does hail actually do to damage a shingle?
Well, you know, it depends on the shingle, but mostly hail will damage older roofs like this that are brittle. You can see the impact marks where it breaks through the asphalt and the fiberglass mat.
So does it lead to premature roof failure?
Absolutely.
So it's really imperative, if you've had a hailstorm in your area, contact a professional and at least have it inspected to see if there is any damage to your roof?
Correct. There's no charge for that, and it's better to get the peace of mind.
Now, what are you looking at once the roof has been torn off?
Well, now that we've got everything off the roof, now we can carefully inspect the wood substrate. We want to look for any dry rot, moisture damage, and of course those bad areas we want to replace.
So that's pretty important to start with a good base?
Exactly.
Well, fortunately for this homeowner, this roof deck looks to be in pretty good shape. Now, when it comes time to selecting the different products that make up a roof system, what do you recommend for the homeowner? Do you have any advice?
We've met with the homeowner several times, and based on their wants and needs, we selected this type of shingle. This is our architectural shingle. It has a couple plies in it. It has a shadow line, and of course in a matching color to their siding.
Seems to me they should be talking to their roofing professional, because there's so many different types of shingles out there. To get the right one and the best value for their situation, talk to the professional and know which one they're familiar installing.
Absolutely. In addition to the shingles, we start out with a drip edge on the gables and the eaves. Ice and water shield goes over the overhangs, and then a perforated breathable felt underneath the shingle.
How important is the installation of these components?
Well, the installation is very important, Stuart. You can have the best shingle in the world, and if it's installed wrong, it's worthless.
So it seems to me it would come down to the installers themselves, and as a homeowner, I want to make sure I have the best installers possible.
Correct. And one way to ensure that is through manufacturer training or manufacturer certification.
I didn't realize manufacturers actually train installers.
They do. And we are, in fact, a preferred and a platinum Owens Corning installer.
So what does a preferred contractor or a platinum installer mean to the consumer?
Well, it gives that consumer a little extra protection for an extended warranty, as this homeowner chose, a 15-year non-prorated covering material and labor.
No kidding. So talk about ultimate peace of mind. If I'm a homeowner, I'm going to look into that. I could get a 15-year non-prorated warranty with my new roof. So really, I don't have to worry about anything.
Absolutely not.
But that's only if I go with a preferred platinum installer and contractor. Well, I think it's going to look great when it's completed. I'm sure the homeowners will be equally as happy. Appreciate you coming on today's show, walking us through the professional re-roofing process.
My pleasure.
Now here are some key points to help summarize today's show. If the wood siding on your home is starting to show signs of wear and is requiring more maintenance than you care to do, consider replacing it with high-quality vinyl siding. Be sure to work with an experienced remodeling contractor who can perform a thorough visual inspection and then offer suggestions on product selection, preparation, and installation techniques for your application. And finally, it's important as a homeowner to keep a close eye on your roof. And if you notice any blown off shingles or a large quantity of granules near your downspouts, it's probably a good idea to have a professional roofing contractor inspect your roof to see if it's in need of repair. As we learned on today's show, it's better to catch a potential roof problem before the leaks begin. Well, we're all out of time for this week's show. Hope you've enjoyed it. We'll see you again next time on today's Home Remodeler.